What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Rock Video Rental. I am Brandon. With me, as always, is Caleb. And we are continuing on with Family Movie Month. We're going to be talking about Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. But before we get to that, we're going to do like we always do. And Caleb, have you watched anything good this week?
I watched a Super Bowl,
Mhm.
dun dun dun, along with millions and millions of other people. So not really much of anything to contribute or add in that section, but I did see something interesting pertaining to the Super Bowl, watching something. So I figured I'd share it real quick. Do you know how Super Bowl commercials have kind of sucked for a while now?
Yeah,
And a lot of them are released ahead of time.
yeah.
People are starting to blame, are starting to say the cause is because of social media and TikTok.
Okay.
And the way that they're explaining it actually makes a lot of sense because they're saying, if you remember like a decade or more ago when, and later than that, when the commercials were so good, it's because it was the one time of the year that during a 3 to 4 hour block of time, you got to consume short term content,
Mm-hmm.
the short clips, um like YouTube short, like the equivalent of like YouTube shorts and TikToks.
Yeah.
But now that's all of social media,
Mm-hmm.
and so the uniqueness of it and the emphasis and importance of the Super Bowl ad has gone down. Other than the fact that yes, still like millions of people see it, but the
Yeah.
the ability to focus, like, I mean, if you're a company that's going to buy a Super Bowl ad, I mean, it used to be that would probably be somebody's whole year is figuring out the Super Bowl ad and what it's going to be and setting that up, where now it's like, okay, well, we need something for the Super Bowl, but also we do these same kind of ads like 50 million times throughout the year for regular like social media.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of taken away the uniqueness of the Super Bowl ad. Still doesn't mean that the Super Bowl ads need to suck as much as they do, but it definitely does remove some of the uniqueness of the experience.
Yeah, I can get that. I thought the best ad, the one that made me laugh the most, was the Duncan one
Yeah, that was a good one.
with Ted Danson and Jason Alexander and Alfonso Ribeiro
Joey
and
Tribbiani.
yeah, Joey Tribbiani and Jaleel White.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty good. And that was more of just a member berries commercial.
Yeah. And Tom Brady.
Member? Yeah, and Tom Brady. Oh gosh. The cameos. Anything else?
No, not really.
All right. I can been continuing on. I watched some Malcolm in the Middle. I've been watching some Seinfeld again. I'm in the last season of Seinfeld now. But I mean, I've seen every episode like countless times. I mentioned last week how I watched that new movie, The Housemaid.
Uh
Well, I watched it again because my wife wanted to watch it.
huh.
So that's on the list. Uh, on Joe Bob's Last Drive-In, I watched House on Haunted Hill, the original one with Vincent Price.
Yeah.
And that wasn't too bad. It was a little slow, but not bad. I fell asleep before the second movie, and then I woke up and when they were introducing it, and it was the Innkeepers, and I've seen it before, so I was like, yeah, let's go to bed. But the last thing I started watching a show on Netflix called Dark. It's a weird show.
Okay. I
It's
think I've
it's a
heard of it.
German show,
Huh.
but I'm only like 3 episodes into it, and it's one of those where you have to pay kind of close attention to it. So it's like I don't want to fall asleep during this because then I'll miss something. So yeah, I'm kind of pacing myself with that one. But that is pretty much it. I don't have a huge list or really much to talk about. I also watched the Super Bowl, but
Yay.
and like I always say, it's just another year of not really caring who wins because I'm a Lions fan and the Lions will never make a Super Bowl.
It will always end in disappointment.
Yeah, pretty much. But something that's not disappointing is Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead.
What you don't know, sure can hurt. If you tell her now, it only make things worse.
Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead is from 1991 and is directed by Stephen Herrick. The plot is five siblings are left alone all summer when their mom leaves town and the evil babysitter bites the dust. The cast, we got Christina Applegate as Swell, Joanna Cassidy as Rose Lindsay, John Getz as Gus, Josh Charles as Brian, Keith Coogan as Kenny, Concetta Tomei as Mom, David Duchovny as Bruce, Kimmy Robertson as Kathy, Robert Hy Gorman as Walter, Danielle Harris as Melissa, and Christopher Pettit as Zach. Petite? Petier? Something? Yeah. I've seen this movie quite a few times.
First time
The
watch.
first time I saw it was probably like when it came out on VHS.
Mm-hmm.
Like we rented it at one time because my dad was a big Married with Children fan, and this was like Christina Applegate's first movie.
Rock.
So, like her first big movie, I guess. So, we rented it. And I remember thinking, like, oh, that wasn't that great. And then I watched it years later and I'm like, I liked that.
That wasn't too bad.
I didn't like any of that. And then on a revisit, when I matured and could understand jokes and stuff, I enjoyed it. Have you ever even heard of this movie before we did this?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
I had not seen it though, so yeah, it was good.
Rock. Um, yeah, it's I think on the rewatch, I remember this movie being sillier than it was.
Okay.
But then like on the rewatch, like after my first time of watching it, I was like, oh, this is actually like a somewhat wouldn't say serious movie, but it takes itself seriously.
Oh, I'll say it was serious because it was seriously stressing me out.
What is going on up here?
The whole time, like once she's working and everything, I'm just like, oh my gosh, those bills, the money, no,
They're
I can't
they're gonna
take it.
find out that she's only 17.
They're, well, no, I didn't think about that part. I was just thinking about the money aspect.
They're gonna find out she's only 17, but she's old enough for me, in the words of Kip Winger. Somehow that song was okay. That didn't age very well.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm just surprised that like I know Christina Applegate had some smaller roles before this, and this is really like her first kind of more main role.
Mm-hmm.
She did a really good job.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, like movie for the most part was really good. The actors and actresses did a good job. The kids, of course, were a little hit and miss, but
Yeah, I mean, you got the kid from oh, Mr. Nanny in it.
mm, yep.
The the brother, the younger
Brother.
brother, Walter. Um, yeah, and then Keith Coogan, I always like him in everything I see him in. He doesn't do as much anymore. I mean, kind of one of those child actors that had a streak of issues and then just kind of faded away. And I know he was kind of tied up in that whole uh Corey Haim and Corey Feldman uh accusations of abuse
Oh, okay.
thing. Like he was said that he was a victim, so I
Hmm.
don't know if that like, played a role in his career downfall or whatever. It's just got really dark.
So, dang, man. So serious.
But I thought he was really good as well. I would say Christina Applegate was great in this movie. Just I don't she's really good at even now like comedy and like dramatic
Yeah.
at the same time.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah. Um it's funny because like you see her in Married with Children. I mean, she just plays your stereotypical like airhead blonde. But well then when you like hear her talk in interviews and stuff, and then you know that she's pretty smart, that's like okay, then she actually is a pretty good actress.
True.
But uh yeah, I think another strong part of this movie is the soundtrack.
Hmm.
It hits in that sweet spot that I've talked about before of movies where it's like a little bit of the 80s, a little bit of the 90s, and it's mixed together because
Hmm.
it's that weird time in the early 90s where like the style was still kind of 80s.
They didn't quite
You
want to
know,
let go yet.
yeah, and like hair bands were still a big deal. This is before like Nirvana killed hair bands. So, I talked about that with the Ninja Turtles movie.
Hmm.
How it's like in that sweet spot area. Some of the Pauly Shore movies are kind of the same, like Son-in-Law and especially Encino Man.
Yeah.
But I feel like this one would uh do well on like a double bill with Encino Man.
Hmm.
Uh, uh or even Adventures in Babysitting. You ever see that one?
No, that's the other one that I kind of thought was similar to this one, so I
Yeah,
always
Keith
kind of
Coogan's in
confused
both
the
of
two.
them. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, and they're kind of around the same time. But yeah, so basically, their mom leaves for 2 months during the summer to go to Australia with a guy,
Yeah. Good job, mom.
and it's just like, okay, well, I got this crotchety old lady who's pretending to be nice, um, to watch you. I just met her, and all right, have fun.
Yeah, I didn't like meet her ahead of time. You
This
guys
is
didn't meet her ahead of time. I didn't even tell you about her ahead of time. And I did not set up any friends of mine to like make sure that
check
this
in.
was safe and a good idea.
Yeah, or I didn't like have your grandma come and watch you or something.
Anybody.
Yeah, anybody, like a friend of the family. Yeah. They're like, oh, it's call dad. Dad doesn't care. Oh, God. Um, yeah, the whole thing, it just makes me laugh because, like, okay, early 90s, that would definitely not happen now. CPS is getting called.
Oh yeah, big time.
Uh, and then it's like the first 12 minutes of the movie, the old lady dies, Mrs. Starrick.
Hmm.
And then, like, what do they do with her? Oh, they don't call the cops and be like, she was taking a nap and she didn't wake up. No, they just, like, put her in a trunk and dump her off at the morgue. It's like, that's what's, you know, pretty absurd about this movie. And it's funny because this movie goes on and then you kind of forget.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I forgot.
Yeah. Um, oh man, we didn't talk about the intro either. That was very National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation feeling
Hmm.
with the cartoon intro.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, so they just like dump her off at the morgue and then it's like, okay, they have to decide like, okay, Mrs. Sterick had all the money. So what are we gonna do to pay these bills and get food for the kids? And uh where Sue Ellen's just like they flip a pizza, a frozen pizza, and she's like, okay, I have to get a job. And she ends up working at Clown Dog, which is an all-time great name for a fake fast food place. I don't know why that just cracks me up.
I also love how like everything was so instantaneous, which I feel like was a little bit truthful to the 90s where it's just like she's automatically got a job at Clown Dog and she's working the very same day.
Yeah.
Oh, she applies for a job at this other company and she starts working the very next day.
Yeah, I had that in my notes here. I said in true Rachel Green fashion, a woman with absolutely no experience in the fashion industry lands a high-paying job.
Hey, I mean, I guess that makes sense. It's her sister, right?
Right? I thought about that too. Uh, yeah, another role that she was amazing in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh. Yeah, that's where she meets Brian.
Brian.
Brian, and I thought he was pretty good too.
Yeah, well, I
And
mean,
like I haven't seen him in a lot of stuff, so
oh man, he's done what's the most recent stuff he's done? I'm trying to think. He's been busy.
yeah, I feel
Um
like he's one of those guys that just like
uh,
shows up and you don't realize he's in a lot of things.
SWAT and Four Brothers are the most recent ones, but he did the other big one that I forgot about until I clicked on his uh movie history, Dead Poet Society.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I thought he was kind of like your just likable everyday dude. Nice guy. But also kind of quirky and just seems like a fun dude to be around. Seems like somebody I would be friends with in high school.
Yeah, not a popular
Yeah.
guy, but a cool a decent dude.
Yeah, a fun dude to hang out with. But uh I mentioned the soundtrack. The one that really made me laugh and I forgot was in this movie was that "Give Me Some Money" song when she finds the petty cash,
Yeah.
and that's from Spinal Tap,
Mm,
which is an amazing movie, and I'm surprised we've never done it because you haven't seen that movie, have you? This
no,
is
I
Spinal Tap. Oh my
yeah.
gosh, yeah, we definitely need to watch that. We need to do another. Didn't we do like a rock and roll month or like a music movie month or something like that?
We did a rapper actor month.
Yeah, I thought we did Rockstar with Marky Mark in it. I don't remember. We've done over 300 episodes, almost 400. So
Geez, can't you keep track, man?
I know I should be able to keep track of that. Oh man, sad.
The
Um,
oh, go ahead.
yeah, but I was just happy to hear that Spinal Tap song in there. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that was in here. Oh,
Well, kind of another thing as this movie's progressing as we're kind of talking through it is the in true 90s fashion, like somebody can just go into a role and not know what they're doing and everything be perfectly fine. Like
yes, fake it till
just
you make it, brother.
yeah, which was so true. I mean, I do feel like that's still kind of true today. Like there are certain things like that, but man, I will tell you what, back then I feel like it was like every other job, it seems like was kind of like that from some of the things that you see. It
Yeah,
probably wasn't as much as you see in the movies, but man, like
I feel like what would be comparable to that is that you and I both are graphic designers.
hmm
And I'm sure your boss, much like mine, will walk up to you and be like, hey, do you know how to do this? And you'd be like, not really, but I can figure out how.
true.
I feel like that's a comparable thing. Like the one day my boss walked up to me with blueprints to his house that he was building and asked me if I knew how to adjust blueprints.
Give me Photoshop.
And I'm like, I could probably figure it out. And I opened it up in Illustrator and I was able to move lines around.
Nice.
Yeah.
And
But
add a pool over
yeah.
here.
uh, it's almost like The Sims.
What's this? A home theater? What?
Yeah. Oh, much like Walter buys in this movie with the petty cash and
Oh my
spends all
gosh.
of it.
Dude, that's when I started stressing out. Like I was just like, no, why? Like,
Uh,
all that petty cash. No,
yeah,
like,
you were looking at it through dad eyes.
oh, so much.
You're just like, man, now we have all these bills.
I know. Well, also too now where everything's just so stupid expensive and there's no such thing as like a disposable income apparently.
Right. Yeah, there's really not anymore. When your water bill costs $300 and there's a Facebook group for the town I live in, and they're like, "Why does the water cost so much here?" And I was like, "It's the lead. It costs extra."
Well, no, dude, like I don't want to get off a side tangent here, but what's so funny is like, that the cost of living is stupid expensive when you are basically doing everything in your power to keep a couch in working condition so you don't have to buy a new one. That literally just happened to me this past week,
Uh,
where there was this mystery stain. Nobody's fessing up to it, but this mystery stain that showed up on the couch, and it's like a light colored couch.
uh,
And so I took the whole thing apart and like washed it and scrubbed it, and the stain came out. And I was like, thank God I don't have to get a new couch.
uh, that's what our TV died. My wife texted me. I was at a concert, and she's like, "The TV's not working." And I sent her the meme from uh oh, what was it, Tiger King? That says, "I'm never gonna financially recover from this."
I've had a TV die too. Been there.
Yeah, fun stuff. But closing that side tangent, it was funny seeing David Duchovny pre X Files.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nice
a
slick back
young David
hair,
Duchovny.
grease hair.
Yeah, and then is he? Yeah, and he's dating the bitchy receptionist who's also Brian's sister. I'm like, of course, that's how it falls out in this movie, you know.
Yeah, of all the places that she could work, she works at the place with Brian's sister.
Yeah, but doesn't know until after a while. Um, but yeah, Walter spends all the petty cash um, on a huge entertainment center, and then he climbs the roof to put the antenna on there and falls off because Kenny's too busy getting stoned.
Because I got
Yeah, pretty much. And then she basically just like tears into him, and he kind of has like she has like a come to Jesus moment with him, a reality check that he realizes like, wow, I probably should stop being such a freaking loser and do something with my life. And
He's like, I
they
got the
decide to
munchies.
have
I
a
like food.
yeah, they decide to make a or do a fashion show at the house, but before that, she like comes home late after a date, and Kenny's like all pissed off at her because he made dinner and it was cold, and he's like, "Well, don't worry, I fed the kids." And it just cracks me up because he's acting like her wife.
Yeah, that was a pretty funny scene.
Yeah, those two worked really well together, I thought.
Hmm.
Had a good back and forth. But yeah, and then they do the fashion show at her house. Um, because they're like, "Oh, we gotta do this fashion show to get the buyers to buy into this new line," and because they're not liking the new designs we have for because the clothing place she works for is like uniforms.
Yeah, and about to go out of business. Well, but the funny thing that I like about that, about the whole finale climax kind of thing, is
Mm,
that somehow they found it to be less expensive and more reasonable to renovate their house and build a stage and do all this stuff in, like, I don't know what we're talking about, like a matter of a week or two,
yeah,
than just renting a banquet hall.
yeah. Well, I guess they saved money on having staff and everything, but still, like, that's all inclusive usually when you rent a hall, that a banquet hall.
Yeah,
Like,
like
here's food, and like we have waiters and stuff,
I mean, did you notice
bartenders.
like they painted the house and they had a truck with lumber
Yeah,
and they like built stuff, and it's just like, dude, you're like spending thousands of dollars. I mean, yes, sure, there are absolutely going to be some banquet halls that are going to be more expensive than that, but I'm like fairly certain that there are plenty of places that you're spending the equivalent value to, and you're wasting so much time.
Right? But then the house looks nice when mom comes back.
Right. But she's
Mom
still
comes
mad.
back and drops the nuke on the party.
Yeah, but she's still mad.
Yeah.
Like if you as a parent and adult came home to that party full of adults and there was no like ruckus, no, shenanigans, and you see your oldest daughter on stage giving some kind of a speech, you're really going,
Presentation.
yeah, your reaction is going to be one of, I'm pissed.
Well, that
No,
and it's like your oldest daughter stepped up, provided for the family. Your oldest son got his life together.
well, even
They
before
painted the
that,
house and everything. It's just like, okay.
yeah, that though, like, so, because I'm doing like the instant reaction, like she doesn't know exactly what happened yet. She
Yeah.
got home, the house looks amazing because basically when she was there, she let it be an absolute dump. The house looks amazing. Yes, there are a lot of people at her house, but there's obviously some kind of fancy shindig going on. And
Yeah.
your thought is to like make a scene and shut it down when nothing wrong was going on.
Yeah. Who are all these people? Get off my property.
Yeah. Get
Old
off
man
my
yells at
lawn.
cloud.
Right.
But oh gosh. And then the next day it's like um the mom, everything like wraps up with the mom where it's like, oh, and then she's like, I only have one question. Where's the babysitter? And it's at that moment where you're like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, somebody died.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because I've seen this movie so many times and I always forget about the babysitter till the
Yeah.
end.
Yeah. Well, then another thing too that I feel like is totally 80s, 90s is that the main character turns down an amazing opportunity for some stupid other thing.
But yeah.
Like Christina Applegate could have kept her job, and like she had a decent job,
Yeah, with
and she,
the ability to move up because her boss loves her.
yeah, and she could have been like, okay, I'm going to work, and then if I don't like it, I can go to school after that. Instead of that, she's kind of like, I think I'm gonna go to school. I don't know what I'm gonna do. It's just like,
Yeah.
uh,
What were you thinking?
this is how you know this movie is fiction.
Yeah. Uh yeah, here's a good paying job.
Today, in
I
this
think I'll go to
economy,
college.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, it sounds good. School,
Yeah.
homework.
Aurora Borealis. In this part of the country, during the day, located solely in your kitchen? Uh-huh. Can I see it? No. Uh, I don't know. The tone of how you said that made me think of that Simpsons line. Oh gosh. And of course, in typical late 80s, early 90s fashion, like everything gets tied up. The mom's okay with everything. Uh, Kenny's got his life together. Sue Ellen and Brian are dating. She decides she's gonna go to college and study fashion and all that. And the boss is okay. She's like, "Oh yeah, you were 17 the whole time. That's fine.
Yeah. Um,
Everything's good."
that one actually makes a little bit more sense because the 17-year-old saved her company and her job basically. But
Yeah.
the one thing that didn't happen that I wanted to see happen, who was the other little secretary that helped her with all the
Oh,
reports?
the nerdy one with the squeaky voice.
Yeah, was that Kathy, I think, or something?
Yeah,
Yeah, I really had wished that Christina had been like, hey, since I'm not coming back, you really need to promote and hire Kathy as your assistant.
exactly.
Because, yeah,
That and nothing ever happens with the petty cash.
oh, yeah, true.
She took all that petty cash and no one said anything about it.
Uh,
Uh,
well,
so I guess lines and quotes. There's a few from her boss. Rose that cracked me up that I caught this time around. Um, she said, Sue Ellen, every girl over 25 should have a cucumber in the house. Like,
Yeah. Oh
what?
my gosh. I would not have gotten that one
I know, that's,
years ago.
yeah, that one. And when she's talking about her trip with Gus, the creeper, and she's like, Sue Ellen, have you ever had a 48-hour orgasm? Or she's like, I just got back from Santa Barbara. It's like, it was amazing. Have you ever had a 48-hour orgasm? And Christina Applegate says, No, I've never been to Santa Barbara. Uh, and then probably the most famous line from this movie is, I'm right on top of that, Rose, because she has to say it so many times. Or I'll get right on top of that, or whatever she says. I really didn't have much for bad. I just said, I mean, it's an absurd idea for a movie. Yeah. Well, you got that, and they don't even look like they could be siblings. Like, you got Christina Applegate with the light blonde hair and the blue eyes, and you got Keith Coogan who has dark brown hair. He looked like he could be siblings with Danielle Harris, who was fresh off from Halloween 4. Um, and I guess Walter kind of looks like he fits in too, but then there's Zach, who doesn't look like any of them. Like, he looked like he could have been like a kid model or something. Yeah, and then he's just like constantly swooning over girls. Yeah, and I think there might be some reasons behind that. I got some stuff in trivia and facts that kind of blew my mind with that kid. But yeah. Anything else to add? All right. Yeah. Oh, it's the very first one I got. So production nearly stopped towards the end of the shooting when Christopher Pettit, the kid that played Zach, his drug addiction was getting out of control. The producers cut a few of his scenes to keep him on schedule, and he passed away in 2000 from a drug overdose. Yeah. Dude, he was like, I think he was like 14 when this movie was made. I looked it up and I'm like, when? How old was this kid? Yeah, crazy. But so the original script was written with Winona Ryder in mind for the role of Sue Ellen, but she turned it down as she was working on both Edward Scissorhands and Mermaids. Then Justine Bateman was later cast as Sue Ellen, but left the project. Christina Applegate was cast after her co-star and Married with Children, Ed O'Neill, who was friends with the producer of the film, gave her the script. Keith Coogan was told he was too old to play 15-year-old Kenny. He was 20, which was 22 months older than Christina Applegate. And he came back to the audition in stoner apparel and a wig and got the part.
Nice.
In 2020, Danielle Harris said this is the only movie that she's made that she actually watches when it comes on TV.
And she had such a small role.
Yeah. This movie was slammed by critics,
Huh.
mostly because of the dark title, but it has amassed a cult following over the years.
Hmm.
So two pictures of kids are on Sue Ellen's desk at work. One picture is of Melissa, and it was the same picture that was used for Danielle Harris in Halloween 4.
Rock.
Yeah. The original title of this was The Real World. It was changed to avoid confusion with the MTV reality series The Real World, which um, debuted in 1991.
That's funny.
Jennifer Love Hewitt was originally cast as Melissa Crandall. She was forced to drop the role because of the producers of Kids Incorporated would not let her out of her contract.
Hmm.
So Griffin Dunn was considered for the role of Gus, but he was unavailable as he was shooting the movie My Girl, which we're doing later this month. I
Hey,
had to add that one. I don't know if you know who Griffin Dunn is.
no, not
He's
offhand.
he's another one of those guys that shows up in a lot of things. Probably the most memorable thing I've seen him in is he's the friend that gets killed by a werewolf, an American werewolf in Paris or in London, I mean.
Okay.
Yeah, which is a pretty good movie. Not Paris, though. That one was terrible. So Kenny actually never meets the babysitter before she dies.
Oh yeah.
Didn't even think of that until this time when I saw that fact. The last thing is I don't have a budget for this, but it
What?
made 25 million in the box office. Yeah, I couldn't find budget numbers anywhere.
Huh.
But grades, IMDb, Rotten Tomatoes, what do you got?
IMDb. Let's see. 6.0.
6.4.
Okay. Rotten Tomato critic, let's go with 68.
35.
Ooh, okay. There's the critic slam. Audience, let's go 49.
It is a 57.
Oh, okay. Not bad.
And then you want to go first? You want me to go first?
I'll go first. I think you went
Rock.
first last time. Um, yeah, so fun, enjoyable movie, entertaining. Definitely a product of the 90s. So many things about the 90s. Very stressful and exhausting watching it now. Probably wouldn't have thought so much when I was younger. Um, there's not a lot that I would think of for improving it, but I feel like it's not um I don't feel like it's 5 out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
I'm between 4 and 4.5. I like it's got rewatchability with it, which I think helps lift it up. So I'm landing at 4.5 with that.
Funny, because that's where I'm at too. I
Rock.
do feel like it is missing something. And I don't know if it's just like the title is an all-time title.
Hmm.
Um, but I feel like the kind of the zaniness of the title doesn't really match the tone of the movie. Because it starts out feeling like it's going to be like this wacky movie. You know, they dump the old dead lady off at the morgue. But
Yeah.
then it's like, it's about like these teenage characters uh taking responsibility for themselves and like uh trying to earn their way and growing up basically.
Yeah.
which is a strange turn, but I mean, and it also has a montage in it, and you gotta love that.
Of
Couple of them.
course.
You got the job search one where they're playing that good cover of Dragon a Line. But
Yep.
yeah, that's the one thing that always stands out with this movie too, and I'm like, I like that cover of Dragon a Line. Like it's different enough to be interesting, but kind of faithful to the original.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I think a 4.5 out of 5 is pretty fair.
Rock.
I don't agree with the 35% critic rating.
No.
What are you gonna do? Yeah, so the next one, we're gonna be covering a classic in Three Men and a Baby. Is this our first Tom Selleck movie?
Maybe.
It might be. Because he didn't do a crazy amount of movies. It was more TV, like, Magnum PI and stuff. Friends.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a little while since I watched that one, so I'm looking forward to it. Because I remember it being a fun movie. Oh. But if you guys are liking the show, please subscribe and share. You can follow us on social media. We're pretty much on every platform. You check out our YouTube and our TikTok. We also have a website. It is rockvideorental.com. And come by next time. We're going to be continuing on with Family Movie Month and doing Three Men and a Baby. But until then, as always, be kind and rewind.